Yeah, I had a funny idea for a thumbnail on stream. Fuel crisis in Brazil, and I've got a picture of a guy pushing his F1 car. That's funny. Oh, I had a huge ass. I repeat, a huge ass. Calling me a grinder pleb and saying I've got overinflated DR, and that I'm a shit cunt because I haven't got my 100 wins already. A huge ass, I repeat. You got a huge ass in this bar, guys?
I'm looking for a man to hug and kiss. Guys, can anyone find me a man to hug and kiss?
Exactly.
It's you again, isn't it?
That's what I was like.
I find out where you live.
Yodes was there like, oh yeah, rightio, mate.
We're too late.
Is Mitch gonna be there?
Oh, hey, Mitch.
So like that one, bub? Is Mitch gonna be there? We're talking about Mo references. How's that for a Mo reference? But yeah, I had someone on my YouTube, babe. A huge ass. I repeat, a huge ass. Trying to troll me. Like, literally, I was like, that's all I could think of was Simpsons. So from what turn did you say? Or what sector? Do you go to 3?
Sector 2. Sector 2.
From sector 2.
All of sector 2 in fuel map 3.
Okay. And still short shifting and coasting.
Oh yeah, short shift everywhere. Coasting through the corners, all that shit. It's just getting enough. Apparently the McLaren is not that good on fuel either, so other cars might not have to do quite as much. I was watching Mr. MCA's video, and he never even fuel mapped once. He just fucking was able to short shift. Easily got through it.
Turn it on the one when you're on the straight or when you're like cross the line?
I just do it just before the corner, just so I'm not fiddling around with it too much. Just whatever's gonna work for you.
Oh, I use 7%, so that's already much better.
7%.
Oh god. Yeah, 7% fuel.
If you use 7% every lap, then you'd use 95%, so you have a little bit more on the last lap or some random lap to push. Because a full push lap for me is like 10 to 11%. use that exit curb on the last corner, but then one in every 8 laps. Doesn't like it.
Whoa, what did I do that for? It's Meta, who's the room owner. There's always problems when he's hosting, I know that, because Rob said the same. Rob said it wasn't there. I'll leave them to it, and I'll put one up so you can join it.
I think Rob was talking about your room though, wasn't he?
But even, I told him now, like, you know, I told him like 10 minutes ago, your one's up.
Because Rob usually doesn't have any problems with joining lane. I know other people do, but...
And yeah, it's only got an A restriction, mate, so you should be able to join it. Can you see it?
He might not be friends with me on this account. That's why if he's...
It's Top Gun Meta's account. Have you got him on that? Because E-Bulk's already in there, AH and a couple of Brazilian and South Africans, so it's going on in Exile. It's fully like that, mate. It's a travesty. Why couldn't it just be mediums with a dash of fuel save? Say mediums and like 10 to 12 fuel, so you have to take on another set and kind of, if you the guys are pro, they won't have to take on fuel, and if it's normal, you take on fuel and then race to the end. But no.
Yeah, that's what I would prefer as well.
No, it's got to be hards and just no fuel. I mean,
because it's not even that you need to fucking manage the tires. If you had to manage the tires as well, then it would be like at least a little bit more fun. But as it is, everyone's just going to be able to sit in a slipstream train, and it was just going to be fucking carnage on the last lap.
But yeah, how you been in Exile? Australia win the first test already. Jesus. I'm surprised they actually got there, to be honest.
Times were loaded this. Last round was so much. As well, I don't get this. This is fucked.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad here too. Got the lawns done this morning. Oh, well, I did alright just doing a few laps of it then. Could definitely notice it compared to like when I just went out for it yesterday. Eating ice cream. Oh, mate. Are you doing you crew chief, Harry? God, I love that scene. I gotta come in, I gotta pit. You can't. What? Why? Because we're busy. What? You're my pit crew. We're eating ice cream. What? Ice cream? I'd welcome to offer you one, but you seem to have a hard enough time driving the car around the track.
What movie is that? Titanic?
Yeah, mate, yeah. It's Robert Duvall to Tom Cruise, crew chief Harry, and Cole Trickle. And it comes in the middle of a montage with and you'd know the song, the "So Glad You Made It." It's been used in so many racing, crashing montages in movies ever. and he's got these beautiful green and yellow, mellow yellow car, and over the course of the montage, you know, they keep bringing up like all the dates and all the tracks, and he's just destroying the thing to the point where like he drives into the pit, and there's like this fucking foot-sized like patch of green paint on the car, you know, where it's still good, and he comes into the pits and the crew chief just like kicks the shit out of the one good bit of the car, and he's like, you know, I wanted it to be perfect. Now you gone and wrecked every other part of it. And then like right at the end of the montage, he's like, alright, you've been hitting every fucking son of a bitch, a wall and everything and out there today, so I want you to go out there now and hit the pace car. And he's like, what? And he's like, hit the pace car. He's like, you hit everything else today, but I want you to be perfect, you son of a bitch. And he's just like, what the fuck? Like, it's the best mayhem, chaotic, just dumb redneck montage. Like it was my favourite scene always. That, and when they get the rental cars and fucking race each other through the aqueduct and shit. Very, very fucking good fun movie. Genuinely fun movie. And still kind of brutal too. Brings home that fucking CTE shit long before you know, even American football and wrestling and all that had got onto it, about the head trauma suffered by people in the accidents. Fucking Randy. Love that bit when he first sees the car, and the black one, the Exxon car. He's like, you so much as bend one panel and that son of a bitch, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And he's like, as Tom Cruise is suiting up, he just kind of looks at him like, whatever, mate. Gets in his car and drives faster than him. Hopefully what George Russell does next year. But yeah, it's a good movie. Recommend it, people. If you haven't seen it, go watch Days of Thunder. Fuck Fast and the Furious.
No kidding.
For the first one, anyways. The first one's a great movie. It's just a remake of Point Break with cars. And Point Break is a great movie. And then from there, maybe Fast 4. That's about it. And Charlize Theron has been super hot in the last few installments of it. That's about all I got.
I can't stand her.
I can. I've got a soft spot for her. I don't know. I've got a soft spot for South Africans.
You and Devon.
Even that weird fucking bitch from the stupid band, which was in Chappie. Especially the way she is in Chappie. She's like, Chappie, I be your mummy? Her and fucking Ninja. I don't know, mate. I guess sometime soon. It's filling up, but just join. It's Meta's lobby, but you should still be able to see it. But if you have problems with Melodo, if you have problems with it too, I will set one up.
I'll switch over to the quality.
In Exile, you might be able to back me up here or think of a good choice. They need to make a Dale Earnhardt movie. They probably already have, but it's probably been like some, you know, shitty Hallmark daytime movie with like Tom Selleck as Dale Earnhardt, and like he looks way older. I don't know, but legit, like I've just recently, like I have watched a lot of like historic NASCAR shit, and just yeah, Dale Earnhardt, he's fucking the man. They need to make a movie about him, and like make it like, you know, Netflix style, fucking all his achievements basically, because he was almost like was very different to like any other, you know, outright champion in a driving thing. The way he did it over the entirety of his career, and the way like they talk about how like it reminds me of Ken Miles. The way they talk about like how he could see the draft coming off cars and shit. Oh, back on the Last of Us thing too, Meta. The other person that I was really keen on at the start was actually Jamie Lannister for Joel. I really liked him. Like, well, not at the start, but like the way his character progressed and him as an actor, just a person, I think he's cool. But the way he looked when he was disheveled, and his actual character arc and growth really made me think of Joel.
Gerald Butler would be good in terms of the appearance.
Yeah, actually, yeah. He's got the look too perfectly, but God, his accent would be fucking horrible. I think he was the winniest, I don't know the word, but there is the word, winniest driver of Daytona, I'm pretty sure. Like, just outright to this day. He's like Brocky, you know, to Bathurst at Daytona, but over the space of, like, probably over the same course of the time that Brocky did it, to be honest. Like, more dominating in the early and late 80s, but then still pulling it out of his ass in the late 90s to the early 90s. And then, ironically, Talladega, where it was his, you know, also his other, I think he's got the record there too, for Talladega, which is like also, you know, the most dangerous track that they just race at outright. But he died at Daytona too, which just makes it sadder. And died in a race where he was like, he was third or fourth essentially with like a lap or two to go, and he was basically defending so that his son could actually get his first Daytona win, and it happened, but he died. And I mean, like you go back and watch the historical footage of it and have like the NASCAR broadcast, and like even the driver after he crosses the line, it's like, you know, is his dad okay? And it's just like, fuck, man, no, he's not. Yeah, I don't know who would play him either, like, because he's a skinny man, got a mo, almost balding. But yeah, very, very little man. But basically, like, all accounts of him, he wasn't a fucking arsehole. He was a family man, a dad, loving father.
You need a little man. Gotta get the Daniel.
Well, he's around that height, I think. He wasn't big at all. I think his son was definitely taller than him. Dale. And Ranger as fuck. Dale Jr. And he went on to become pretty fucking great too. So they could have that be like the culmination of the movie, you know, the end of it. But yeah, he's got a story, man. Like, if you ever see any docos of him on YouTube, I've watched a few, like that. He was a fucking a driver. Driving those fucking Monte Carlo things. Because, like, he drove the cars before they had the fucking limiteds and shit. Back then, you know, late 70s, early 80s, doing 200 plus mile an hour at Talladega. Fuck that for a joke. I could see it being like truthfully, like Tobey Maguire. Especially now that he's getting older. Make Tobey Maguire Dale Earnhardt. Give him the Mo. I can see it. The balding head, which he's already got.
Oh my god, he's got a balding head.
Yeah, it's receding. It's receding as much as his stomach is starting to protrude. He's fine. I mean, he still hangs out with Leo and bangs 19-year-olds all the time. Like, that's his life. He's doing good. Spider-Man a long time ago and he's set for life. Yeah, I know a lot of them because I actually grew up playing a lot of NASCAR games when I was a kid. I loved them. So, like, I actually have some favourites, and I used to prefer, like, because you know how they've got, like, basically the sprint tracks, the traditional tracks, and then like the high speed ones, so like your Daytona, Talladega, and then like Texas, I put in like the high speed ones, and then like Bristol and Charlotte and Richmond, like these tiny little fucking rings, man, that are like just death traps, you know, waiting to happen, like getting 36 cars around them.
Oh, god damn.
Go, mate. But yeah, I used to actually enjoy it. Like even back in the day when, say Foxtel or Optus, like, well, actually more Foxtel, Fox Sports, when they first got a hold of NASCAR, and I was like fucking 16, 17, 18.
Wanting to come in before we start?
Well, they've said that. I mean, Auto can't join, and Melodo's, yeah, he hasn't said anything since I said just join. I'll be down. But yeah, there's some cool tracks. Even some of the, like, actually Pocono, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it's like a fucking triangle, like the most brutal triangle. But then there's also, like, you know, the street tracks, which are awesome. Watkins Glen, Atlanta, a lot of them that have come and gone. It's like, it's the traditionalists too that stops it from going all out with those type of tracks. You know, you've got to keep the ovals in it, but at the same time, like, all of the tracks are like falling to shit and not safe. So, sore spot for NASCAR has been for a few years now. Oh, is that the one that Dale Jr. did? They did it because of iRacing. They cleaned it up and scanned it. They go out there with the fucking whippersnippers, cleaning up every single part of the track. Yeah, this was just before they did that. Like because the track was already in a state where it had like weeds and shit growing on the track. Like the first part of it is them fucking generally going out there with all these machines just trying to clean the track up. And then they resurface it and scan it. There was some doco that he did like a year and a bit ago. It's when I actually heard about like Dale Jr. having that series. It's like he teamed up with iRacing basically to make it happen. And it was like a historical thing because the game, you know, went to that level. Like, not only to get the scan, but they actually fixed the track. Like, they raised some money through a GoFundMe thing, like a crowdfund, through Dale's fucking YouTube channel. And even now, like one of the Aussie tracks, I think it's Oran Park, that's super popular on iRacing. It's like one of the second or third most played track on that. And it's long gone, and thanks to iRacing, it's actually, I read a cool little article about like I was even talking to Meta about how once in Project Cars 3, that it's only ever existed in that game, hasn't existed in even, you know, in a race since 1971, and it was a part of the original Le Mans cycle. And Auto knew all about it, and he kicked our asses there. And we couldn't even keep it on the fucking track at like 160 mile an hour, just going like 200 mile an hour and just killing it.
I just really like playing Sandown on V8 supercars.
Absolutely. Like, if not that, then Adelaide. I felt like they were very similar, especially even with their layout, but with Adelaide it was like more just do not hit the walls, do not hit the walls, do not hit the walls. But yeah, Sandown was beast, going through the last 2 sectors of it, like the back straight and then through the Essies and then onto the straight. Oh, I've done it in real life and it's fucking incredible. And Bathurst was always great on that too, like well represented. Like you go back all those years ago and how it was then, and I mean how we play today just looks way better. Still had all the rises and shit. That's mad. Yeah, Sandown has to be saved. Like I know it's not, and I'm actually keen for that new fucking super park that they're doing. They need to take note from some of those fucking European and Arabic tracks that have the multi layouts. But yeah, it'll be sick to have like a whole fucking $500 million fucking racing complex that's set for all sorts of racing. They're doing it. It's why it was a part of the Sandown shutdown. Part of the reason that they even agreed to it and let it happen was because they're doing it, and it's gonna be in a little, like in an area similar to where Sandown is. That was what kind of kept it, you know, made it happen. It's happening out it's either Cranbourne or Pakenham. But yeah, it's like at the moment I think like 300 million is committed, state government. They've already started on it now. It's going to be like the Eastern Motorsports Complex or something like that. But yeah, it'll be set for drifting, burnouts, drags. Yeah, that's what I'd heard. That's exactly what I'd heard. I was like, cool, the track layouts, because I mean, it fixes the problem that supercars have had in the last, or in the COVID era. Same as F1s.
How was that slow second sector? Was it all that long? I struggled so much with that long right-hander. He's already so quick.
Yeah, it does still suck that Sandown's gone. Wint's good track too. Should be fun. Oh, he's just saying both Winton and Sandown are coming to iRacing. It's good. They've got iRacing's got a pretty good relationship with both V8 supercar drivers and V8 supercars.
Well, the V8 supercar like E-Series was on
yeah,
iRacing, wasn't it?
It was pretty successful too. It's what brought a lot of eyes to, and you know, Max coming down and doing it.
Yeah, it was fun having Max doing it.
Max coming down and doing it was a big thing. My dad watched that, and he watched the F1 guys doing it too.
I enjoyed Lando doing the Indy 500 too.
around that time was actually when I started watching a lot of Lando and George's and Leclerc's past streams.
I really liked Lando in like 2019, but to be honest, he came across kind of like a twat during that 2020, like with his streaming and stuff. But I've like warmed back up to him now.
Yeah, well, it blew up for him, bro.
He just seemed like a bit of a dick, like
It blew up for him.
during the F1 series.
And they were crazy. COVID. I mean, done things to everybody. Alright, fuel map race. Yay. want that. Percentage?
79.
Same. See you, mate. Nice. Oh, that was bad. Yeah, it's good to see you again, mate. Thanks.
Running into the back of me, and then he just like lagged back heads. Definitely not good. We need to swap positions, mate. I need to save some fuel. It's alright. I was at 64 as I crossed.
Same.
Should be fine.
14. explain a lot. The guy that pitted, having 29% fuel.
I'm only at 43%.
Yeah, same.
It's 4 in the section. 3 is just moving up. So for whatever reason, when this gets down to around half tank, it just starts losing more fuel than what it does on previous laps. It's probably more to do with as the tyres go, you struggle with more speed in the corners, which means you're just using a little bit extra to get back some speed. Still doing 3 or are you doing 4 now?
Doing 3 pretty much the whole way now.
Are you down the straights?
I lost E-bowl because it is, so yeah.
the hill. Like 18 or so on. 6% per lap.
I've been on 4 for the last fucking 3 laps, 4 laps. Coming over the line with 6%.
Trying to be really economical with my junctions. Keep slow. It's not wearing the car out too much each time I do it. I find that for like those tight corners in the middle, you can shift down to 2 right as you're kind of entering the apex. It doesn't do the sharp. So 4 seconds improvement over last night.
Mate, I'm just amazed I'll finish. Like I lost the pace at the end, but went over the line with 0%. Tough race.
It is. Fucking hell, I'm getting like 3 of these messages a day now. They're like, your package is ready to be
It
picked
doesn't
up,
stop.
blah 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 blah.
It doesn't stop.
Just suddenly started a couple of days ago. I'm trying to think, what did I use my phone number for recently? Can't think of anything.
Alright, well I'm going to create a room so people can join it, mate.
Yeah, no problems. Oh, fuck, it's hot. That's like 30 degrees outside here. Oh, that's quick left, that's it. DRB. Got some interesting characters. Evolk was in like a Spanish lobby earlier, and it was literally all like D's and C's. What the fuck? Yeah. Originally asked Psycho has joined. Didn't know he did. Manu.
He's gone.
Gonzos. Nismo Naf said, what a tosser. You can tell he was just desperate. Adam says, I see no problem here. His own fault for driving onto the grass. We're not going to start for a bit, right?
Yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't do another race straight away. Wait for it to fill up.
Alright, I'm going to
So half us.
roll in the oven. So
Yeah, have some, mate.
that'll be me out for the next half an hour, I'd say. I could turn the oven on first, I guess. was looking at Airbnbs for apartments in the Melbourne CBD, and the prices have fucking doubled since all the borders have become open.
Get out, you bunch of old fuckers.
Okay, wrong team, mate.
Yeah, because I was planning to come over after the season ends, and coming over and staying for like 3 or 4 weeks.
I'm in Rob's room, so he's just started the qualifier, so I'll probably have a crack on this
mate.
one. Well, I went to go and jet. Metas.
Yeah, I know Metas. It's always Metas' room that's broken.
Yeah, but it's not so my internet was up as shit as well. It just kept like I might have been in his room, but it just kept disconnecting. So.
You always have troubles connecting to my rooms, Gav, unless you use your mobile.
Yeah, it's because it's South Australian internet.
I don't think it's anything to do with that, mate. It's just...
It's
because of all these Russian hacks and shit.
Yeah,
no, it's their internet, mate, because it's still run off of all this fucking solar shit. It doesn't work properly.
Oh,
Like their electricity.
Makes everything look ugly, yeah?
It's irrelevant.
Oh, it's the wind farms, actually, not solar, it's the wind farms. Must say, I did have a very big fucking giggle to all my family and friends down there that time when the whole of Adelaide went into blackout.
Let's just go to a race or two at Monza.
No racing at Monza. We gotta practice this.
See, I may not even be back in time for a slot, so I'm not that worried.
Yeah, well, I mean,
What time's the last slot?
Probably like
Manu,
1 in the morning.
Yeah, it'll be, probably 2.
2 in the morning, 2:30.
Starts at 8.
Yeah, I won't be home till about 11 or so, maybe even a bit later.
What are you doing tonight?
Bucks
Got my
party.
son's bucks thing, but we're not doing anything. We're only going paintballing, so can't drink or anything. So
How old is your son?
25.
Yeah.
So it's just barbecue at my house here.
So what's the bride to be like?
Oh, she's nice, yeah.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah, and then we're just going to head off, cut the cars and go paintballing. Bit of fun, something to do besides just sitting around drinking. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be more fun.
Should have gone go-karting, Gav.
We looked at that, but it was going to be like over $100 each person. That was without any food or drink. Paintballing's about 60.
Okay.
So,
when you told us your German heritage, wait, are you streaming, Justin?
Yes.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter because I'm about to stop anyways.